Hmm. Hmm. Yes. So now we are fine. Yes. अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी राग ते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाय स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So today we are going to start sequence bound modification. In Hindi it is called क्रमबद्ध पर्याय. Another better name would be sequential preordained modifications. Okay. So my first question would be, this sequence bound modification is a substance, attributes, or it is a modification? What it is? So it is neither a substance, nor an attribute, nor a modification. It is the system of the transformation of substance and attributes. So basically it's a system. It is not a particular modification. It is not a substance. It is not a attributes. Okay. So it's a system. So this you must have to understand that it is a system. Okay. Now, this system is one of the most important topic in our Parmagam honors and in the Jain spiritual world. You know, whatever stress, anxiety, worries that we have in our life, that can be completely eliminated by understanding this one particular principle. Okay. So from that perspective, to live a happy life, this is very important. This will take away all your worries and make you peaceful, calm, happy, and you can really enjoy your life. So this principle is very important. So we will understand in a very detailed manner. Of course, Dr. Bharilji has done a very fabulous job by describing this in a very elaborate manner. And this whole paper is for Krambat Paryay, sequence bound modification, one full paper on this. So you can just imagine the importance of this topic. Now, unless and until we understand this principle, our stress and anxiety cannot go. This is basically showing us how the nature of things operate. Vastu Vyavastha, how this Vastu Vyavastha is transforming. Okay. So this is basically about this. Now I'll give you an example. Like most of our stress, anxiety, worries are of three types. first is the past. Whatever deeds we have done in the past, we always keep on repenting on it. If I would have done this, if I would have not have done this, that everything, our thoughts keeps on revolving on our past blemishes, past mistakes, and other things that has already been done. You cannot alter those things. So most of the time is occupied on this only. Okay. And the next one is the present moment. Okay. So the past has already gone, the present is there, and the present moment, uh, as a we are not omniscience, right? So we cannot know all the things together at the same time. So in the present moment, the modifications appear so fast that we cannot track the one particular modification. It is just a subject of omniscience knowledge who can track each modification. What we are able to comprehend is a cluster of modification, not a one particular modification. So in the present moment, there is only one modification, and that is not a part of our limited knowledge. We cannot comprehend through our limited knowledge. Okay. So it is worthless to worry about the present. Okay. Because present is also not in our hand, in the sense that we are not able to track it in real time. Now the third part is the worries of the future. You know, so all are concerned with what will happen next. How do I develop my career? How will I get my partner? You know, how I can become rich. You know, lots of questions for the future. The whole life revolves over what we need to do and what should be the outcome. You know, so that is about the future. But these principles tells us that all the modifications, whether it is past, present, or future, all are, sorry, yeah, 1 minute, all are predestined, right? It is all fixed. There is nothing that you can do in the past that all are ready to accept. There is nothing that we can do in the present because it does not uh, is not the subject of our knowledge, limited knowledge of Mati Sudhyan, sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge. Okay. So present also we cannot do anything, and the future has just not come. So what you can do in the future, and it is not there right now. So the best is you accept whatever is appearing in the sequence of modification. And once you are into this acceptance mode, automatically all your worries goes away. Okay. So this is one of the important principles of Jainism. And somehow uh, this was not very much highlighted in by the acharyas, although there are references given in many of the scriptures about this principle, but nobody uh, had this thought in mind to elaborate on this. Nobody thought that this is that important and principle. But with the advent of Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami, we are fortunate that he highlighted this principle and make it a life-changing kind of thing for all of us. Okay. And on top of that, Dr. Bharilji also did a very detailed analysis, giving references from different scriptures, that what is mentioned in Kartikenu Preksha, what is mentioned in Samaisar, and all these scriptures are written by Acharyas, Kunkunda Acharya, Kartike Swami, and other renowned Acharyas. So we cannot even deny that fact, whatever has been written in those scriptures. Okay. So we will have a comprehensive study on this with references from different types of scriptures given by different acharyas at different point of time. Okay. So let's begin this. First, the introduction. And Jinali ji, you start with the introduction and then we'll take it.
Sir, I need your screen, sir.
Pardon?
I need the picture of that thing.
Okay. You want me to share, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Subhaji, you can share?
No, see, I'm connected through phone.
Okay. Jinpriya ji, you can share the text. It's given in the group. Krambat Paryay.
The book, sir.
Yeah, textbook.
1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Yes. I'll make you a co-host till then. Page number 17.
I unknowingly closed the window. Just give me a minute. I'm going to share.
Ah, ah.
One minute. Sorry, 1 minute.
No problem.
Yeah.
So sequence bound modification is a very simple but very powerful tool to relax us and enjoy our life. And if you are able to study this deeply and if you are able to accept it wholeheartedly, you can overcome all kinds of grief, misery in your life. And not only that, it will give you a true picture of nature of things, how it is operating, how the universe is working. Everything is in auto mode. And this will allow you to relax so much that you will realize that nothing is to be done externally, thus opening your doors of self-realization. Okay. Self-realization is the stage where you accept yourself to be only a knower and observer. Just because we are becoming doer of things which are not our control, we are suffering in four states of existence. And the moment we accept this principle of sequence bound modification, we will get out of this circle of life and death and we will get liberated very soon. So this is very important. Yeah, go to page number 17.
7, is it?
17, 17, 17. Yeah, this is 15, then 16 and 17.
Okay.
Sequence
Yes,
bound, sir, I'm reading through my this
yes,
sequence bound modification,
yes,
a
yes.
study. Sequence bound.
Can you all see
yeah,
the
make
screen?
it little big. Just increase the
Little
size.
big, okay. Is this okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine, fine, fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Sequence bound modification is a very much talked of subject in the Jain community. Talks over it in favor or against are common these days in the community, particularly amongst those who are interested in the pursuit of the soul. Though Sri Kanji Swami has in presenting the subject in all the seriousness started a spiritual revolution in the Jain world, and nowadays this important topic has become the matter of discussion in the society. People who can go deep into the matter are rare. The necessary deep meditation over this valuable discovery is lacking. This great philosophical achievement has in vain been made a subject of discussion and sociopolitics. This is purely a philosophical matter. This should not be made a subject of discussion or ridicule. It should be considered purely in philosophical and spiritual perspective. Being related with Jain philosophy, the subject deserves a deep logical and illustrative study in the background of Jain scriptures. The principle of the sequence bound modification means that the behavior pattern of the ever changing universe is bound by some order. Whatever modification in the substances are visible in this world are happening in a definite orderly manner as if planned. Looking at things from outward conventional aspects, the behavior pattern of the substance appears to be disorderly, but considered deeply, one can discern a well planned orderliness. It is like a dramatic performance in which the scenes that appear to be pre planned and orderly are so in themselves, but the scenes that appear to be disorderly are also pre planned and orderly. The palatial residential building of a rich man, which appears to be very perfectly planned, is so according to past planning. In the same manner, the unorganized cottage of a poor man that apparently appears to be disorderly is in fact well organized according to the previously prepared plan. The broken couch and the torn clothes before being displayed on the stage have to be so changed willfully. The dishes and other pots have to be arranged in a disorderly manner to create that impression. Just as the above disorderliness is in accordance with the previously prepared plan, in the same manner, the modification of substances that apparently appear to be so disorderly are according to the plan and order. Just as scenes in a drama come one after another, not altogether at once, exactly in the same manner, the modification of all the substances happen one after the other. In a drama, it is pre-planned which scenes will follow, which in the same manner modifications also assume their various forms one after the other. Just as the one fixed definite scene takes precedence over the other, in the same manner, are modifications fixed and definite. Just as the scenes that follow one another are fixed in their position and time, in the same way, change the modifications of substances. The the one that is destined to arrives and none else. This is called sequence bound modification of substances. This scheme of modifications in the substances is not only well planned, it is completely independent also. It does not depend on any other substance. There is no interference whosoever of any other substance in the modification of any substances. Acharya Amrit Chandra in the Atma Kyati.
Stop. So this is the introduction part. And we can see in the introduction part that how this principle has brought a spiritual revolution in the Jain world, in the spiritual world, you can say. And this particular principle has become very famous in the recent era. So, this is the principle that is going to take away our all kinds of anxiety, worries, tension, stress, everything. Okay. So, the example given here, that palatial residential building of a rich man, which appears to be very perfectly planned, is so according to past planning. Okay. In the same manner, the unorganized cottage of a poor man that apparently appears to be disorderly is in fact well organized according to a previously prepared plan. So in a drama, they have to depict a scene where the character is a very poor man. And if they are showing his house, then how it should appear. Okay. So compared to the rich man's house, this poor man's house is unorganized. Okay. The broken couch and torn clothes before being displayed on the stage have to be so changed willfully. That means it were all in good condition. But since we have to depict the scene wherein we are showing a poor man's cottage, we have to break that couch and torn newly made clothes. Okay. We have to put in dust there to look it old. So all this is done willfully. Okay. So now my question. This poor man's cottage, wherein everything is unorganized, actually it is unorganized or organized? In reality, what is the truth?
So it is organized. It is
Yes.
organized according to the karma.
Not the karma. Now we are now
Okay.
discussing the example.
Okay. Yeah, it is
So
organized.
it is organized. How you can say it is organized? Because the
So
couch is
that is
broken,
the
the
way
clothes
it look.
are torn.
Because sir, it had to be that way only. So
Hmm.
it is like the way it should have been for that person or for that sofa or whatever couch.
Hmm.
So it is organized.
Right. So that means it is actually not disorderly, but because of ignorance, it seems so, right? Somebody who cannot comprehend that this is a scene in a drama, and if we are showing a poor man's cottage, it has to be that way, right? Then, if you don't understand that concept, then you will feel that it is disorderly. The house is not good and all. But we have to consider whose house we are showing. If it would have been a rich man's house, everything would have been in perfect manner, right? But since we are showing it as a poor man's house, everything has to be changed willfully. Okay. The dishes and other parts have to be arranged in a disorderly manner to create that impression. So, so actually, it is not disorderly. It is all in perfect order as far as the drama is concerned, right? Just as the above disorderliness is in accordance with the previously prepared plan. In the same manner, the modification of substance that apparently appear to be so disorderly are according to a plan and order. So just now we were discussing that example that past people do worries about the past, that I should have done this, I should have done that. They repent. But that has already been gone. Now there you cannot do anything. And in the present moment, you are not able to uh, comprehend the present moment because it is not a part of our limited knowledge. Omniscience can know the present modification, but we cannot comprehend the present modification. So when we are not able to know it in the present moment in real time, how we are going to change? So there is no question of changing anything in the present also. Now the future has not appeared So what is the point in worrying about the future when it is not in your hand? The future has not come yet, right? So worrying about the past, present, and future brings us stress, tension, depression, toxic emotions, worries. Yeah. But now, if if anyone says to you that all the times, past, present, and future, all the three times, past, present, and future, all the modifications of all the substances in the universe is predetermined, prefixed, then not only reading this or understanding this, but actually making a decision on that, then it will take away all your worries. Okay. So now we are uh, going to see the four components of sequence bound modification from this example of drama. Just as scenes in a drama, we are on page number 18 now, previous one. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah. Just as scenes in a drama come one after another. So it's a very practical example of drama that has been given here. As in a drama, scenes comes one after another. Not two scenes can come together. You know, it has to be one after another, not all together at once. Exactly in the same manner, the modification of all the substances happen one after the other. Okay, so this is the first component of the sequence bound modification, and it says that all the modifications are sequential. That means one at a time. Okay, no two things can come together. As in a week there are 7 days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But it will never happen that Sunday and Monday will come together, right? So similarly, in the sequences, in the modification of substances, the sequence is such that it comes one after the another. As we have seen in the drama, that one scene uh, uh, in a drama comes one after another. The scenes do come one after another. Similarly, the modifications of all the substances appear one after another. The second one is predetermined. So first one was sequential, or in Hindi it is called kramasha, one at a time, one by one. Okay. The second one is niyamit, predetermined. Okay. So what does it say? In a drama, it is pre-planned which scene will follow which. That is also fixed. One at a time is the first one. And the second one says that the which scene will follow which. In the same manner, modification also assume their various forms one after the other. Just as the one fixed definite scene takes precedence over the other, in the same manner are modifications fixed and definite. My request that you all take out a printout, keep it in front of you, and when I say you mark it there, you can always mark it. So when you revise, you will know what are the highlighted points, because this whole analysis or the study is runs up to 70 pages, but there are very few points which you need to highlight. So you have to mark it on your own. I'll tell you point wise which one is happening where, but either you can mark it in the laptop, as some of you can do. Otherwise, you can take a printout. I always take a printout because I don't like reading much on laptop. Rarely I do read on laptop if it's a very urgent thing. Otherwise, I always take a printout, and while studying, whatever things comes in my mind, I can put there. If some of the words are difficult, I can write the meanings there. And if the points, if it is point wise, uh, it is not given here point wise, but actually it is point wise. So we can mark those points. So at least you know what is sequence bound modification. Then you know this four components, that it is the whole summary of the sequence bound modification. Okay. So the second one, in a drama, it is pre-planned which scene will follow which. In the same manner, modifications also assume their various forms one after the other. Just as the one fixed definite scene takes precedence over the other, in the same manner, modifications are fixed and definite. Are modification, you can just interchange it. Modifications are fixed and definite. This is a typing mistake. Okay. So this also you can do it if you have a printout in front of you. Now the third point, that it is also organized. It not only sequential, not only predetermined, but at the same time it is very, very well organized. In Hindi it is called Vyavasthit. So first one was Kramasha, then Niyamit, then the third is Vyavasthit, and the fourth is Swadhin. Swadhin means independence. Okay. So these are the four components of this system of the transformation of substance and attributes called sequence bound modification or Krambadh Paryay. Just as the scenes that follow one another are fixed in their position and time. So it is so organized, it is fixed in their position and time. Okay. Which scene will appear at which time, after which scene the other scene will come. These are all fixed, predetermined. Not predetermined, it is fixed. Fixed in their position and time. In the same way, change the modification of substance. Again, there is a grammatical mistakes. You can just add down. In the same way, changes happens in. So you have to add two word. You make it change to changes. Changes happen in the modification of substance. Again, you have to add in a organized manner, in an organized fashion. Okay. So this you can add up there, and then it will be, the flow will be regular. The one that is destined to arrive arrives and none else. You can see it is so organized that one that is destined to arrive will arrive and none else, no other scene will come. This is called sequence bound modification of substance. Okay. Yeah, any questions? Okay.
So I have some questions, sir.
Yeah,
So maybe I should wait for the lecture,
no problem.
but wanted to understand if we are talking, it is all predestined
Mhm.
and sequential predestined.
Mhm.
So what happens to the effort?
Yeah.
For example, we were talking about soul will need to rely on itself, on its own, do its own action, right?
Mhm.
So to attain, towards move towards the liberation. So if
Correct.
it is all predestined,
Mhm.
uh, what should I do or should I not do? Sorry if it is a very silly question.
No, no, it is one of the important question of this whole topic. People are not able to understand these efforts. You know, so I'll just ask you further. What do you mean by efforts?
Effort, uh, when I say effort, say for example,
Mhm.
the first step on moving towards learning this, all this swadhyay and all this learning is
Okay.
to move towards the path of liberation. Whether it happens now or after 100 janmas, I don't know. But
Hmm.
that is the, at least to understand what it is, the first step, right? And so the whatever we learned till now, till third semester or even the previous one, it is looking inwards and disassociating from all the other objects, that they are not causing anything, only the soul does its own work, right? To dissociate and look towards itself, to be a separate entity. Now that
Now
soul looking towards
look
is
inwards.
it
Now I'll
is
just,
the effort, right?
pardon.
So the soul disassociating itself from all the other objects and
Hmm.
looking inwards
Hmm.
is an effort. So should I do that or not? Now, sorry, all
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah,
I
yeah.
have studied.
So, looking inward, if you consider an effort, then it's the right effort, right? But generally, the perception with the common people is that, like, if they change anything, they feel that they have done an effort. But to accept as the things are, that is also an effort. Accepting this sequential bound modification is an effort in itself. People are not able to accept this sequence bound modification and they try to become a doer. And that is where the problem lies. In reality, you cannot do anything and you believe yourself to be a doer. And that is why this sansar is there, this mundane existence is there. Just to accept what is effort in the true sense, just to accept this principle of sequence bound modification is the infinite effort. This is the only infinite effort. You understand this principle and you accept this principle. Okay, you accept this truth, and that is only the effort in the path of liberation, right? And this will help you to look in inward, because we are not able to look inward just for the sake that we believe that we can do external changes. It is all on our head. We can raise the children, we can make our career, we can earn money, we can do this, we can do that. The list is endless. But in reality, you just understand, you just realize, you will be able to realize that in reality things doesn't happen according to our wishes, according to our desires, according to our expectations, you know. And just expectation is the chief cause of our misery. We have created so many expectations that our children should be like this, our husband should be like this, my wife should be like this, my company should be like this, my boss should be like this. uh, we have so many expectations, and because of this expectation, thing doesn't transform, and so we become miserable, right? So in this principle, we will understand what would be the true effort and what would be a false effort, right? So that is the most important topic of this whole principle, and that will come later on in a very detailed manner. And at that time, we will discuss at length. But
Okay.
this question has come to your mind. It's a very good sign that you are keeping your mind open and you are trying to understand in a right perspective, right?
So can I add to this?
Yeah,
So being a drashta is the only thing we have to do. This is what it is saying.
right.
Huh.
So, in other words, it is the same thing. You are
Right.
not a doer or you are an observer. It's the same thing.
Yes.
One
Yes.
is being said from the negative side, other is being said from the positive side, but the action is the same, right? So just keep your question on hold for a few days, for a few weeks, and we will come to that topic. And that is the most important topic of this principle. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll not elaborate it right now, but let's first understand how this system operates. So it has
Sure.
got four major components. First one is the sequential. The second one is the predetermined. The third one is organized. So we were discussing organized. So organized means that it has got a fine balance of the four dimensions of Dravya, Kshetra, Kal, Bhav, right? Substance, place, time, property. Okay. So it has got a very fine balance of the four dimensions: substance, place, time, property. I'll give you an example. So, how you get this chapati or roti, right? So you have to go to the source. So first is the wheat crop. From wheat crop, we get wheat grain. From wheat grain, we make flour. From flour, we make dough, and from dough, we prepare roti, right? So this is a proper sequence, okay? Now, if you want to have roti directly from the wheat crop, it is not possible. So these whole steps will come in the process of transformation from wheat crop to wheat grain to flour, dough, then roti. So this will happen in this organized fashion. That is the third point. There is a little difference between predetermined and organized. When we say organized, that means it will follow a, a fine balance of the four dimensions: Dravya, Kshetra, Kal, Bhav. I can give you one more example, that first you plant the seed, then the tree comes out, then the branches comes out, then the leaves come out, and leaves come out, then the flower comes out, and after flower we get the fruit. So this is a proper sequence, proper organized order. you know if we want the fruit to come directly after the root, it will not come, right? So everything that is action that is being happen, it's happening in an organized manner, and that was our third component. And the
Sir,
last,
you one second, sir. You said substance, place, time, and attribute. Is it? What was the last
substance, place, time, and property.
property? Okay.
You can say attribute also. Bhav is gun only, but uh, in Hindi it is called Dravya,
Okay.
Kshetra, Kal, Bhav.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we are coming on to the last point, the fourth one. It is also independent. Okay. The scheme of modification in the substances is not only well planned, it is completely independent also. Okay. It does not depend on any other substance. Independent means that particular modification is not dependent on the substance or the attributes, and it is also not dependent on the instrumental causes. Okay. It is happening on its own independently because it has got inbuilt, it has in them inherent six factors. Shat Karak, six cases. Okay. Karta, Karam, Karan, Sampradan, Apadan, Adhikaran. Okay. I will not remember the uh, names in English right now, but I have it. I will just share in the group. Okay. So these are the six factors, inherent six factors. So each modification appears on its right time, on its own eligible time, with the help of this inherent six factors which are inbuilt in that particular modification. So it is not dependent on the principle, that is substance, or the attributes, and it is also not dependent on the instrumental causes, but each modification is independent on its own, and it has got its six factors, inherent six factors, through which the action takes place. Okay. There is no interference whatsoever of any other substance in the modification of any substance. So now you are able to understand the four factors of this system of the transformation of substances and attributes. This system consists of four components: sequential, predetermined, organized, and independent. Are you clear up to this?
Uh, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the author is giving us 7 references from 7 different scriptures, which is defining this sequence bound modification. Okay. So 7 references are enough. Of course, there are many other references also, but for the purpose of analyzing, 7 references are given here by the author, Dr. Bharilji. Okay. So the first one is from Samaisar. Okay. Acharya Kunkundev has written in his script, Samaisar ji, verse number 308 to 311. So that is the first of the 7 references. You just mark it. We will do the marking for all the 7 references. Okay. So this is the first one. You just, who will read? Subhaji, you read. Acharya Amritchandra. One paragraph before.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Acharya Amritchandra.
Shall I read, Ji?
Acharya Amritchandra.
Shall I read, Ji?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Acharya Amrit Chandra in the Atma Kyadi commentary of the famous Samayasar of Kundacharya, as regards verses 308 to 311 says, firstly, a study. Firstly, this animate creature, being born of its own modifications, is an animate being only, never inanimate. In the same manner, an inanimate entity, being born of its own modification, is inanimate only, never animate. Here, all the modifications of animate as well as inanimate substances have been termed as sequence bound. What else is there in this universe except living and non-living substances? The name of the mass of animate and inanimate substance is the universe. This way, the modification of the whole cosmos have been termed as sequence bound. Bound by an order and sequence bounds have the same connotation, as has been clarified in Jain Tattva Mimamsa at page 268. Every change occurs in its own time. As such, the modifications of every substance are sequence bound. These happens in their own time and according to the real self force of the substance. The word sequence has been accepted here for indicating the planned exposition of the modifications, and the word orderly for showing that the time of every modification is fixed according to the real intrinsic force of the substance. The meaning of sequence bound modification, as understood today, is the same as that of the modification being predestined and orderly. The matter worthy of our attention is that not only the orderly modification of substances have been enunciated here, but also that the order in which they assume variations is fixed. The contention is that whatever modification of a particular substance is destined to happen in whatever time, with whatever instrumental process, with whatever efforts and manner, will happen in the same substance at the same time, with the same instrumental process, and with the same effort and manner. Never otherwise. That is the rule of law which has been explained in Kartikeyanu Praksha as under. Should I continue, Ji?
Yes.
Whatever birth or death, the Lord omniscient fixed as regards to any living being, in whatsoever land, in whatsoever time, by whatsoever manner, conditions or causes. It does definitely occur to that living being in that very land, in the same time, by the same manner. No heavenly lords, not even Jinendra Dio, can change that course of events, and nobody can avert it. One who accepts the nature of substances and their modifications as above is a person having right faith. Whosoever entertains doubts in this godly order of events is a person with perverse faith.
Stop.
Yes.
Stop. So this is the end of the second definition. Okay. So the first one ended here. Uh,
Amrit Chandra, right? Kundacharya.
No, it's Amrit Chandra Acharya's. Amrit Chandra Acharya has written a commentary on Samaysar, and the Samaysar is written by Kunkund Acharya. So uh, in the main verse also it is there, and this on the commentary also it is there. Okay, so here it is given the reference. Here the references of the commentary is given by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev, but in the original words also it is the same thing has been depicted. So the second one starts, the matter worthy of our attention. No, that paragraph. After that paragraph, Kartikenu Preksha. Okay. That is the
Yeah,
rule of law which has been explained in Kartikenu Preksha as under. So this is where the second principle, second point starts. The second definition starts. Okay. And we ended here at perverse faith where the second one ends. Then the third will start. So first let's understand what Acharya Amritchandra has to say. Firstly, this animate creature being born of its own. What is an animate creature? Jeev.
yeah.
Okay. Living beings are animate creature. Firstly, this animate creature being born of its own modification is an animate being only, never inanimate. Okay. In the same manner, an inanimate entity being born of its own modification. Jeev, then ajeev. Inanimate is ajeev and jeev is animate. Okay. You can also say is like soul and non-soul. You can also say jeev, ajeev. Okay. Uh, this way you can say of its own modification is an inanimate only and never animate. So this is what Acharya Kunkun Dev said. Okay. And then of course Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev explained it. Here, all the modification of animate as well inanimate substance have been termed as sequence bound. All the modification, whether it is jeev or it is ajeev, where it is living being or non-living being, whether it is soul or non-soul, is all sequence bound. All the modifications. Okay. What else is there in this universe except living and non-living substance? So in Jeev and Ajeev, all the six substance comes and the whole universe also included in this. The name of the mass of animate and inanimate substance is the universe. Okay. छह द्रव्य के समूह को विश्व कहते हैं. So छह द्रव्य में एक आ गया जीव and the other five अजीव. Okay. So the name of the mass of animate and inanimate substance is the universe. This way, the modifications of the whole cosmos have been termed as sequence bound. Okay. Now we are coming to the word. Sometimes it is written like bound by an order. Sometimes it is around six sequence bound. It is the same. It's just the synonym. Connotations means meanings. This has been clarified in Jain Tattva Mimamsa, second edition, page number 268, by Pandit Fulchandji Shastri. Every changes occurs in its own time. Swakal, own time. As such, the modification of every substance are sequence bound. So every substance undergoes these changes every moment on its own. Okay. And that sequence of the appearance of modification is also prefixed, predetermined, predestined. This happen in their own time and according to the real self force of the substance. Real self force, real means nischay and self force means upadan. Okay. Nischay upadan of that particular substance. The word sequence has been accepted here for indicating the planned exposition of the modifications and the word orderly for showing that the time of every modification is fixed according to the real intrinsic force of the substance. So the time at which the event will happen, which event will happen, all these modifications are prefixed, predetermined, predestined according to the real intrinsic force. Real intrinsic force means again nischay upadan. Okay. The meaning of sequence bound modifications, Krambat Paryay, as understood today, is the same as is the same as that of the modifications being predestined and orderly. So these are just synonymous only. Okay. The matter worthy of our attention is that not only the orderly modification of substance have been enunciated means kaha ja raha hai, it is being said here, but also that the order in which they assume variations is also fixed. Okay. Not only the modifications are orderly, but it is also they are sequential. The contention is that whatever modification of a particular substance is destined to happen in whatever time. Okay. So there are uh, these are the five causes for any action to take place. For any action to take place, there are a collection of five causes. Now, what are these five causes? We are going to discuss in detail going further after we discussed, I think, before the efforts, these five causes will come. It is called Panch Samvai. Samvai in Hindi. In English, we called collection of causes, or you can say collection of group. Okay. So what are these five factors? So first one is nature, swabhav. The second one is instrumental cause, nimit. The third one is the right time, kal labdi. The fourth one is destiny, bhavitavya, or honar is it is also called honar or bhavitavya, destiny. And the last one is efforts. Okay. So for any action to happen, these five factors will always be there. Without even leaving one of the factors, the action will not happen. So for any action to happen, these five factors will be there always. This you should keep in mind. And the action has been done just because of these five causes. You cannot say that I will just highlight the efforts. No, nature is very important. Instrumental cause is important. The right time is also important, and destiny also important. And finally, the efforts is also important. Okay. But out of these five, which one is in our hand? Can anyone say?
Nature.
Nature is not in your hands.
Effort is
Effort.
effort.
Only one factor, effort is in our hand, and that is why the instructions are being given that you do this, you do that, you do that, because it's only the effort is in our hand. If we put in the right efforts in the right perspective, according to our whatever has been said in Jinvani, then we will get the instrumental cause also, we will have the right time also, and we will also manifest the destiny, and the nature is always there, and the right efforts will also come, and that is how the action will happen. So the contention is that whatever modification of a particular substance is destined to happen. Okay. So particular substance is the nature, destined to happen in whatever time is kal labdi or right time, with whatever instrumental cause, third factor has also come, with whatever efforts that has also come, and manner will happen in the same substance at the same time, with the same instrumental cause and with same efforts and manner. Okay. Never otherwise. It will happen in the same factor, same sequence with all the five factors. You cannot ignore any one of the five factors. And if you also consider that it is because of my efforts, then also you are not understanding, you are not having the right belief. Okay. The right belief says that all the five are equal contributor No one is great or more important than the other. Only thing is that our speech has limitation. It can only highlight one of the five factors at a time. When I'm talking about efforts, I cannot simultaneously talk about nature. Okay. When I'm talking about instrumental cause, I cannot comment about the effort same simultaneously. So that is the limitation of the speech. But as far as the work done is concerned, all the five factors are equally important. And if you are able to understand this, then this is called anekan. And if you believe that it has happened, the work has happened just because of my effort, then your belief is perverse, false, okay, wrong belief. So this rule has been explained in Kartikinu Preksha, and that is where our second definition is coming up. Okay, whatever birth or death, okay, birth or death, the Lord Omniscient has known fixed as regards to any living being. Okay, the Lord Omniscient has known fixed as regards to any living being in whatsoever land, okay, in whatsoever time. So, regards to any living being, that is dravya, whatsoever land, that is place, whatsoever time is the time, by whatsoever manner, conditions or causes, it does definitely occur to that living being in that very land, in the same time, by the same manner. Okay. No heavenly lords, not even Jinendra Dev, can change that course of events. Nobody can avert it. Now, see how important is this, that nobody can change. Not the heavenly lords, Indra, Ahimindra, and not even Jinendra Dev, Tirthankar. They are also not able to change it. So who are we to change? Okay. But because of ignorance, this being believes that no, I can control, I can manage, I can progress, I can
Sir,
do
I
this.
think you should you take some water, sir.
No, I don't take water after sunset.
Oh, sorry, sorry, sir.
So it's okay. It
Oh, you
happens.
are continuously hiccuping. So that.
No, no. This happened for the first time. In between, it was happening sometimes, but I that is part and parcel of my life.
Oh, okay, sir.
I'm used to it now. So the thing is that uh, even Jinendra Bhagwan cannot change it. Now that is something very challenging. Now, if the because what we believe is we don't have a creator God. Our God is always an observer. Our God is omniscience. He knows everything, but he does not do anything. Our God is passionless. Okay, he's vitragi. He doesn't have rag or dvesh with anyone. Okay, so now, the next paragraph is more important, and that is there lies the secret of understanding this principle. One who accepts the nature of substances and their modifications as above is a person having right faith. So all of are studying this to just develop that right faith. And one who accepts the nature of substance and their modification means this one who accepts the sequence bound modification principle, okay, is a person having right faith. One whosoever entertains doubt in this godly order of events is a person with perverse faith. Very clearly, the definition has been given here that one who accepts this principle is a person having right faith, and one who has a doubt in this sequence bound modification principle is a person with perverse faith. So if you understand this particular principle very deeply, your you will develop right faith. Okay, your path of liberation will begin. Your delusion will be wiped out. Okay, and in very short time you will get liberated. Okay, so this is the starting point of our journey to the path of liberation. And that is why this principle is so important, that if we understand this, our spiritual journey will only begin. Okay. So we have covered two definitions. Now the third one is taken from Padma Puran, Acharya Ravi Sen. Okay. So this is one of the uh, scriptures from Pratman Yog, and it is again written by an Acharya Ravi Sen. So that is the third definition coming up, and that we will do it tomorrow. Today we started a bit late, and but I will leave you at the right time. And two homework you have to do that is already been given. One, the deadline is I think on 25th. Okay. And the other one, I don't remember. One is concept clarity, paper two, Tattva Patmala 2, 5. No, not Tattva Patmala 2, Moksh Marg Prakash. Okay. So I've given you two topics, uh, glory of delusion,
Four
and
types of desire.
and four
Four
kinds
types
of
of
desire.
desire.
Yeah, four kinds of desire. Okay. So these two for concept clarity, and I have given individual topics. Some of you already have done the Gandhar Mulyankan, but I want each and every one to complete on time. We are already in the fourth semester, and still you have not been able to realize the benefit of this study. So I would request that everyone completes on time, everyone attends class live, because if you don't attend classes live, you will miss out the big picture. Because when we are tracking the recording, we are not that serious. In between, some call may come, some distractions will come here and there, lot of problems. So my experience is that the one who follows the class, they are actually able to take the real benefit of this course. Their life automatically becomes happier. Anyways, so this is where we end today, and tomorrow we'll continue with the third definition of sequence bound modification. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना सत बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना